Hello and welcome back to Push-Ups for PTSD Day 1389. Happy Canada Day! I am proud to be Canadian, and so today's video is as many awesome facts about Canada as I can fit in. 1. Canada only got its flag 100 years after it became a country, on February 15th, 1965. 2. Part of Canada is on Mars. Kind of. The crater on the planet was named after the town of Gander, Newfoundland, in honor of its efforts in space research. 3. The famous Canadian interjection "a" is actually listed in the Canadian Oxford Dictionary as a valid word. 4. The Royal Canadian Mint once made a gigantic loonie made of 99.9% gold that was worth $1 million. 5. You can write a letter in any language and send it to the North Pole, H0H080 Canada, and you will receive a letter back from Santa. 6. Quebec manufactures more than 77% of the world's maple syrup. 7. Canada shares the largest demilitarized border in the world with the United States. 8. The townspeople of Nanaimo, BC race their bathtubs as part of an annual aquatic tradition. 9. Some of the world's most popular superheroes were conceived by Canadian minds, including Superman and Wolverine. 10. That being said, it is against Canadian law to have comics that depict criminal acts. 11. Canada is home to the Narcissus snake pits of Manitoba, the largest orgy of garter snakes in the world. 12. 20% of the world's fresh water is in Canada and has more lakes than any other country. 13. The most common last name in Canada is Smith. 14. In Alberta's Banff National Park, overpasses go over highways are made for wildlife and have trees and shrubs growing on them. 15. The third official language of Canada is Goose. Just kidding. But Canadian geese do have as many as 13 different animal calls that are distinctly their own. 16. Only in Canada can it go from minus 19 degrees Celsius to 22 degrees Celsius in an hour. Pincher Creek, Alberta in 1962. 17. Ogopogo is a mythical monster similar to the Loch Ness Monster that supposedly lives in Lake Okanagan, BC. 18. As much as Canadians love hockey, it's actually not the national sport. Lacrosse, a First Nations game, is. 19. The Westboro Baptist Church and its members are banned from entering Canada. 20. Hawaiian pizza was actually invented by a man from Ontario, not by the Hawaiians. 21. At the Bay of Fundy in Nova Scotia, you can run on the seabed, but you have to make it across before the 100 billion tons of water rush back. 22. There's an area in the Hudson Bay region that has less gravity than the rest of the planet. 23. Up to 30% of Canada is covered in trees and thick forest. 24. Prostitution laws are hazy in Canada. The purchase of sexual services is criminalized, but the selling of sexual services is allowed under certain conditions, if that makes any sense at all. 25. Canada has been invaded twice by Americans, both in 1775 and 1812. 26. The largest Sony big screen TV can be found in Toronto's Rogers Centre. 27. Canada consumes more mac and cheese than any other country in the world. 28. Old Quebec is still walled off and is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. 29. The lowest temperature ever recorded in Canada was in Snag, Yukon Territory at minus 63 degrees Celsius. 30. The official phone number for Canada is 1-800-O-CANADA.